America's fertility rates are hovering around historic lows.
The United States is facing a low birth rate. On Wednesday, the U.S. announced a total fertility rate of 1.6 children per woman in the U.S.
New data released by the CDC shows the number of children women are having has decreased for a second year in a row.
There are plenty of us out there who are kind of concerned about the falling birth rate.
There's a shift that's happening in the U.S. right now. Tensions are rising. You can feel the discomfort in the air, but the truth is we can't afford to stay quiet anymore. A lot of us are finally waking up and seeing what's going on. We're seeing what's happening. We're finally seeing the cracks in the foundation, and this isn't something that happened overnight. It took people to become drained, to become tired, to become burnt out, to finally see it, to realize that we're living in times that we've never seen before, and things are not getting better. I don't think people realize it yet, but America's shrinking. And I'm not talking about the land, I'm talking about the people. And it's happening quietly. So quietly that most people don't notice. With everything that's happening in their lives, with them trying to survive, it's hard to notice. But it's happening in front of our very own eyes. The decline in birth in America, it has reached a critical point. For the population to replace itself and stabilize, the fertility rate needs to be at a 2.1 birth per woman. And you want to know what the US is at right now? We're currently sitting at 1.6. It wasn't always like this. We've seen massive drops. So the question is why? What changed? And there's a simple answer to it. The simple answer is everything changed. We're not living in the same world that we used to. Having children today is expensive. And for a lot of families, it's not practical anymore. They simply can't afford it in the economy that we're living in right now. And when you really pay attention, you start noticing patterns. Women today are more focused on careers. And it's not because they don't want families, but because stability keeps getting pushed further down the timeline. The average age for a woman to have her first child now is 27 to 28 years old. Let's compare that to the past. Early 2000s, 25 to 26. The 90s, 24 to 25. 80s, 22 to 23. Do you see the pattern? It's easy to look at it and say it's a cultural change, but the problem is bigger than that. America's birth rate is declining, and the population growth is slowing. Here's the part that gets misunderstood. People didn't stop wanting families. They stopped feeling safe enough to even want to start one. Because starting a family today doesn't just require love. It requires financial certainty. Childcare could cost as much or more than rent nowadays. Healthcare is unpredictable. The education system is all messed up. It's not the same as it used to be. So for a lot of people, the question isn't, do I want kids? It's, could I afford to mess up? And eventually that turns into something deeper. It turns into, is it even worth it? A lot of Americans say they want to wait till things settle, till things get better. But things are not settling. They're not getting better. Mortgages are at an all-time high. Rent is at an all-time high. We're carrying more debt than we ever carried before. And here's the numbers that changes the whole conversation. According to the National Association of Realtors, the median age for a first-time home buyer reached about 40 years old in 2025. Back in the 80s and 90s, that number hovered around 28 to 29 years old. So it's not that people don't want kids, they're just plain unsafe, and you can't blame them. The old generation will tell you that this generation is lazy, that this generation don't want to work, that they don't want to take responsibility. But what they don't understand is this is a whole different ball game. We're not playing the same game as they were. Previous generations, they figured it out as they went. They had kids first, and then stability came right after. But now it's reverse. You're expected to have stability before you start. A steady income, health insurance, predictable housing, emergency savings. And when you really look at today's America, you realize how unrealistic that is for most. People are not building anymore, they're waiting. They're waiting for the right time. They're waiting till things slow down, waiting for life to finally feel manageable. But the problem is, that moment really never comes because the system that we're living in doesn't allow it. This is why family sizes are shrinking. It's not because people don't believe in family anymore, because one child already feels like a full commitment to everything that you have. Your money, your time, your energy. your emotional capacity. When you already have so much on your plate, adding more feels irresponsible. It feels risky. It feels overwhelming. It feels miscalculated. It feels like a bad idea. And that's a scary realization because it shows where we're going, where we're headed. When fewer children are born, the country doesn't just adjust, it changes. Fewer workers are paying into that same system. Social programs will still need funding. Healthcare still needs workers. Infrastructures still need to be maintained. But now, fewer people are carrying the weight. So taxes rise, labor becomes more expensive, services slow down, and that pressure within itself doesn't hit everybody equally. It hits the working class first. It hits the poor. It hits everyone in between. On top of that, as the population continues to age, the imbalance becomes noticeable. The imbalance starts growing. More people retire and fewer people replace them. That means fewer caregivers, fewer nurses, fewer teachers, fewer skilled workers to keep things running. And it's not because people don't want those jobs. It's simply because there's not enough people to do those jobs. The system is built on workers. It needs people to continue to run. And here's the part that most people don't want to admit. A lot of Americans already feel it. They might not have the word for it. They might not know how to explain it, but they feel it. They feel it when they think about starting a family, and immediately they think about costs. They feel it when doing everything right still doesn't feel like enough. A country doesn't change from one big moment. It changes from millions of small decisions made quietly out of necessity. And those decisions are shaping the future of America right now. Whether we're ready for it or not.